several of the fellows have mentioned that they were escorted by the Tuskegee Airmen. Were you guys able to easily identify that group?
Definitely, when they had P-47s, and it wasn't worth 5 cents. But when they got them P-51s, you couldn't beat them. They sent them over there. Did you see Red Tails, the movie? You remember how they had them in the SARS planes that we had? So true. And how could you fight it when the other fellow out there going to rip you to start with? So, yes, I thought that was a very true story that they told in that movie about the fact that they did not have the equipment at first. Once they got it, we looked forward to them escorting us. And I can't tell you how many times. Sometimes they escort you, and I never knew who was assigned to the job. And I know they were with us sometimes that I didn't know about. And lots of times you'd escort and never see them, but they were there.
Yes. You said when you were on a bus, before you went overseas, you were on a bus, and you were the only one who was put in the Air Force.
That's correct.
Do you know why you were put in?
You know, the only way I can answer that, of course, now I was drafted in 43. And, you know, they would start drafting them right there, actually before Pearl Harbor. And a lot of them on that bus were up, as they were beginning to draft them, they would up the age. In other words, I think, let's say they started off at 18 to 26. And first thing you know, they extended it and were drafting men 28. And I don't know how high they got. There were a lot of those men on that bus. And I'm wondering if the fact that they were older that the reason didn't get in the Air Force, number one. And number two, thinking back, if you can, in my little community, didn't everybody graduate from high school? And I was a high school graduate. Did that have anything to do with it? I can't answer. But that's my only thought. So it gave me the idea, two things, it wasn't a bad idea to have education. So after that experience, and then seeing those fellows over there with those bars that had been to college a couple of years, I immediately took advantage of the GI Bill. And when I got back, I went to Virginia Tech and got my degree in business administration.
Did you have an opinion either way about going into the Air Force?
Well, I didn't know I was going in the Air Force.
Well, when they told you.
No, I was pleased.
Yeah.
Very pleased that I was assigned to the Air Force. Yes.
As a waist gunner, obviously, besides being a person who's going to fire the machine gun, what were any additional duties that were assigned to you during a flight?
The main thing, I think, was observation, just constantly looking to see if there was anything out there going to cause us a little problem. That was the most duty we had. As a left waist gunner, I just rode along most of the time.
And I think you told me you didn't have to fire your gun very often.
True, didn't have to fire them very often. And if I fired them, I don't think I hit anything.
As I recall, I heard that there was always a gun check as you were going into your mission. When did that take place?
Before we got into enemy territory.
Would that be over water or?
If it would all depend on the target.
I see.
If you, sometimes you went over over the Mediterranean, other days you didn't. And it was usually done definitely before we got into what you thought was going to be enemy territory.
Right. Did somebody get on the intercom and say that that was the time to do that, or was it an individual decision?
No. It was announced.
I see.
Yeah.
And did you know of very many other crews or planes that reached 50 missions?
No, I have no information on that, but we weren't the only ones by any means.
Seems rare. I don't hear much about it.
Well, I think of the fact that the period of time we were there, from May to September, D-Day in the middle of it, They threw up everything in the air that you could get off the ground during that period of time, and just pounding them, the oil fields, the aerodromes, and the airstrips, and the bridges. And I flew, I'll look at my record again. I think it was 9 straight days. And some of them were long missions. But you get them done in a hurry that way.
What was the longest amount of
I
air
think
time?
around, I stand to be corrected, 10, 11 miles. Some of them. You wouldn't think you'd have enough gas, would you?
Yeah.
Did you fly them all with the same crew?
No, not every mission by any means. Majority of them with enlisted crew. As soon as we got there, the pilot we trained with was put over in another crew for experience. We got a pilot with about 20-some missions that flew most of the missions with us. No, you did not fly with your same individual crew daily.
Did you fly in the same plane a lot?
No,
No.
no. We flew over with that new plane we picked up at Savannah, Georgia. We named it Blue Champagne. We landed and Blue Champagne disappeared. In fact, Blue Champagne was shot at. But no, we didn't have a plane signed to it. Went in and got in the one we were told to get in and go.
On the 10-hour missions, were you able to take in, or did you take any food or anything along?
They would give us sea rations, and then
Which consisted of what?
We didn't use a survival kit that had a little food in it, but
Sea rations were.
it was a sea ration was a preservative piece of a cookie or something of that nature.
Okay.
I know it wasn't a good fit to eat, I know.
But if you got hungry enough, it was okay.
When you're on your way back, I mean, that experience on the way back, and I contributed to the sea rations. We were coming over the Mediterranean, very relaxed, mission completed. About 15 minutes from home. And the plane in front of us, well, we were flying in dog position. This was Abel Baker, Charlie Dog. Baker came over and went right into Abel's tail, 20 men in the Mediterranean. Everybody was relaxed, not paying attention. And down there went 20 men right there. And I remember so well where we were flying, and you could see the debris just flying around the waist windows, and then, of course, the plane looked like it had been hit or something. It was just out of control. The pilot was dodging what he had faced. And I think that was typical. It's just relaxed and eating, not paying attention. And we were low. We were getting back so close to the post. And that's 20 men, no reason for it. And the other bad experience, my right waist gunner saw his brother's plane shot down. We knew every day almost in what position his brother was flying, if we were flying in that thing. And we knew that day we saw his plane shot down. And long story short, he was shot down over Palestine. 3 days afterwards, the Russians came in, and he came home. That was right after that, but he did